Hi, so today I'm going to actually go through digitising for a cap on the new Hatch 4 and also then transferring it onto USB and putting it onto my brother VR and actually embroidering the cap. So I'm not doing the cap setup because I think there's lots of videos out there that show you how to set a cap system onto the VR. So this would just be sort of start to finish of how I go about it. So hopefully you'll find that useful, and I'll be doing lots of others moving forwards on how to do different digitising designs. I'm so tired still. So let's get Hatch up. Hold on. Right, okay, so I've got a sweatshirt and I'm going to be having on the front "I'm fabulous." I think I bought this as an additional font from Hatch. I quite like it, not stitched it before, so but I thought, oh, actually quite like that. It's called Handy Script, and what I'm going to do is I want it on a cap to match, so I'm going to go to new and I'll show you what to do. So new up here, and it'll open a whole new sheet. And then I go to lettering, under lettering and monogramming, and then enter text. So we want fabulous and return it. There it is. At the moment it's in block 2 and I want it in Handy Script. So if you drop that down and go down, Handy Script's there, and it's on, so the recommended size is in between is 20 to 50 mil. So I'm going to put it on 20 mil. And then I want to change the background. Where's the background? Background. Don't do this very often at all. Just click off that. There we go, background. And I want it to be a factory article. I want it to be a cap. And I want it to be a front. And I want it to be 2 rows. Oh! Now, is that going to be... is that going to be too big? I think I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna go back to center. Where's center? There you go. I wonder if that is gonna be too big. Let's go down to 15. Yeah, that's gonna work, and I need to raise it up a bit. I don't want it red. So if you've got all of these colours and you only want to see the ones you work with, you hide them. There you go. And then all you've got then is the red. But I'm going to take it off hide because I want to find a different colour. What colour sweatshirt? So that's kind of the colour sweatshirt. Or I could do a paler pink sweatshirt. I might change that colour. This is the best thing about it, you see. Paler than that. That one. That's a colour. There you go. Right, so then that colour. Now what colour? What colour am I going to do that is going to stand out? Do I do it? If you go to threads at the bottom, you can either see the colours there, so you can move this. I'm after a really deep cerise pink. What threads have we got up here? So you can actually change the threads you're using. So I'm going to use what do I use? Madeira. Let's move those over because I use Madeira. Rayon. Put that one over there. I don't use Isacord anymore. Not on the 12 needle. And I use Marathon. I don't use the poly. Why have they got poly? I'd imagine they would do that in They do it in all the colours, don't they? So let's move that one over there and go okay. There, your palette's changed now. Let's see, what's that? Ooh, what's that colour like? Oh, I like that. I don't want it to be too bold, but I want it to be tonal, but I want it to stand out a bit. So, okay, I'm happy with that. I'll close that off. And there we go. So, and then I'm going to hide at the bottom. And that's a Marathon 1024. It tells me 1024 light cerise. So, I don't need to write it down. What I need to do is I can do print. Oh, if I do preview, hang on. If I do preview, there you go. It shows you fabulous. And it tells you there, light cerise Marathon rayon 1024. Okay, so I'm going to print it now. My printer's playing me up at the moment, so I'm not sure whether I can hear it. It's doing it. So we know that that is now ready for me. I'll know the colour. I know it's going on the pink cap, although it doesn't obviously show that on the printout that it's a pink cap. Now let me go back to this design 1024, and I want to go threads. I can go, if I didn't know, 1024. I'm going to have to highlight all of it, and then I'm going to go, oh, there you are, because that one changed. I can just click on 63, yeah, and that's matching. I'm going to file and save, and I need to go, oh, no, on that one, file, we just check the spacing as well. Spacing all looks okay. So also on the cap, you've got your design information, so it tells you how many stitches. It's an A grade, which is what you want. The thread colour again, it will tell you, and the stitching of it. It tells you if you're using pure cotton, top in tearaway, back in tearaway, doesn't have a top in, design area, space, total thread that you use if you're working out your thread costs for your embroidery, total bobbin, and then it says where it goes. But I don't really use that information very often. I will look at, usually I will look at the trims and I will look at the stops, obviously look at the size, how many stitches and the time taken, because if you're charging somebody, you want to, if it's an hour design, you want to charge them for the hour of your time, otherwise there's no point in really doing it because you'll be making a loss. So all these things come into play. I like it to be higher. I wonder whether if I stretch it, ooh, that's better. Let me just go in and check it's not pulled any of the, and I wonder whether I could do it in, isn't satin already. Oh, I prefer it like that. Would it go bigger? Ooh. It's a now 22. That's better. How far am I going to go up? What was the dimensions of that? It was 20 to 50. Is that going to look silly? What if I stretched it a little bit? That way. And a little bit that way. Does that still work? Is that still legible? So you've got, is that's rather nice. That's rather nice. Okay. I think the thing is with this is that you can play and play and play with it. I mean, I spent ages trying to get it right. And There are so many options, so many options. You can hide the, oh, can you hide it? Oh, in fact you have to take it out the other one. There you go, article. It's called the article on here. Put that back on, that makes any difference. True view, you're going to get all the stitching points, you're going to get the more detail of start, finish. All your different nodes. You can ungroup it, you can move everything apart, which is what I did with this one, and because it all bunched up together, so I did then have to manually, and I'm just wondering, is that's not too bad. Yeah, so let's go and get a USB, put it on and go and put it on the machine. I'll tell you the next step, except it isn't, because when we digitize for caps, we have to do one very important thing. So when you digitize, you have to embroider from the center out, and from the bottom to the top. So we don't worry about that because we've got the center out function there, and that means the system will tell the computer to automatically do it. So it's really easy. So it's just at the bottom of lettering, and we put that on. Yeah, and you just file, export design, down, export, yeah, file, export design, export with. Do you know what? I'm going to just do it without. I know it's crazy because I probably should put stabilizer on it. So with this one as well, you take your centre line from here. You've also got a centre that goes all the way to this side. So what I do is pull the cap band underneath out and try and find the line to where that is. I'll use my finger. So, and that's where the centre is. I know people put these on and think, oh, that's the centre, it's in the middle of the cap, it's pointing, but you could be off because you're not checking under there where it lines up. So I put this around like this. Like that side. And then locate it in. I'm not sure it's going to work without the extra stabilizer, but and then turn it to lock. Make sure this is in line with that. Try and keep the cap out as far as you can because you want it really where the embroidery line is. And it's got some little thumb things here that you can pull it down. What you don't want it to do is to pucker. Now, we'll see. You can also undo the Velcro if you want, if it makes life easier. That is looking, that isn't tight enough. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, but we'll give it a go. Now we don't want, do we want pink? Do we want to do blue on pink? And pink on blue? Oh, decisions. Also make sure that you have got a full bobbin, because if you don't, hang on, where am I going to put you? If you don't and you need to stop and take it off, it's a right faff. So let me push that down there. So basically, when you put it on, I have checked the bobbin, you will try and get it. So there's like a sweet spot. It kind of goes down here and there's like a little gap. So if you push it in there and turn it, and then you have to locate it over the You hear it usually go in. So this is where yesterday I was doing it and it kept pinging off, and I think it was the stabiliser. There was too much inside it. I think I'm going to do as close to the brim as possible, because otherwise it sits way too high. That's good. You could keep your finger on there, I expect it would do it. So, just going to start from the centre out. Speed drops as well. It's down to 400 stitches a minute, so it's going to take 7 minutes. Okay, see, and there's no extra stabilisation on it. These caps are very good now. Before, they didn't have the mesh that was glued inside. So, actually, if you don't need that, then it's going to be a lot better. I do need to change my needle, though. You can hear it. In fact, all my needles need changing. That's a job for tomorrow. I usually try and keep everything to a centre run rather than an outline, because I don't want it to shift and then you see the outline stitch. Go, and then it's just going back and doing from the inside out on the other side.
joining up with the U perfectly. I actually like that blue with that pink. I actually don't think I'm going to put it on a pink sweatshirt now. I'm actually glad I didn't waste a sweatshirt that I would then have to put in a second sale or wear it, and it'd be the wrong combination. I think pale blue and this pink is absolutely fabulous, and it is fabulous. Let me know what you think. There you go. So actually having the wrong cap in the wrong design was a bonus, a blessing. Yeah, I think if you've got wording, you don't want centre line, because your word is going to go into that centre line sometimes. You might lose it unless it's a big design, a solid design. I think if it's like words, get a plain front, it's much easier. Obviously that's not always possible. You can't get the colour you want, you know, there might be a reason that you can't get what you're after, so that doesn't always work, but that's my kind of thing that I would normally do. Although recently I've wanted a royal blue, and I did have to get one with a centre line, and it is a bit more challenging for machine, and next time I will get a plain front like these. And the pink was slightly different. I'm using a Madeira, not a Marathon. And this is a poly, but obviously Marathon do the same colour in anything that you want really, so I can have this running on poly, which is set up for, I can use the rayon on the sweatshirts. Poly's just a little bit more durable, you know, I think. It doesn't give the sheen the same, so I think the sweatshirt being in the rayon makes a lot of difference. But I think I just like the poly really on the caps. There, I'm going to save that to the machine. Go up there. And it's finished embroidering. I'm going to go okay. I'm going to go memory there and save into the memory. It's saving it. So let's take this off and have a look. Hi, so it's done. It's done. It's good. I think probably the tension could have been, you can see some of the white bobbing coming through at the front. I think as long as I can adjust the tension, I actually feel it did really well, and it's a very light design, so if it was a heavier design I would have put stabilizers, some tearaway behind it, but actually it came out really well. I haven't got a problem with that at all. It looks really good. I'm actually thinking now, because I was thinking of pink sweatshirts, pale pink, but I am thinking of using this colourway sweatshirt with this blue embroidery, and it can be either you can have it in the blue and pink or the pink and blue. Fabulous. There. So don't be put off by the software. It looks complicated, but once you kind of get into it and work with it, it's easy. There's also you know, there's tutorials, and there's lots of, now on the Hatch 4 they've got the help box as well that comes up, so I haven't used that yet. I've only just upgraded to Hatch 4, I can see things in there that it's like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to use these. So it looks really, really exciting. And yeah, and hopefully it will help with me showing you what I do, how I do it, and it will bring about a whole load of fun new products that hopefully everyone's going to love, because I love doing it. I just so enjoy it. It can be frustrating at times to work out colours, how I'm going to go about things, but when you get it right, you just know, and it's just it's just wonderful. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that very quick tutorial, and any questions, drop them down below and I'll do my best to answer them, and we'll be doing some more moving forward. So take care everyone, bye.